Hi, we're on the set of The Soul Man, the new television show on TV Land, talking to Wesley. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. How you doing?
Doing good, thank you. So tell me a little bit about your character, Stamps.
I play Stamps Valentine, Cedric the Entertainer, Boyce Valentine's younger brother. Um, Stamps is kind of a Stamps ain't got no job. Stamps is a little he ain't really got no real direction, but he means well. Kind of just he supports his brother, but he's kind of that young dude who is still trying to find his way, but as always, meddling and finding his way into something. But he doesn't take really anything serious. Still very much just free spirited.
That's cool. And do you know how he got his nickname, Stamps?
From what I'm learning, it's just like, hey, when you put a stamp on a piece of mail, it's official, it's approved, send it out, FedEx, first class, the stamp of approval, baby. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. So tell me, how did you get the part?
Well, like most, casting calls, they call your agent. Agent calls you and they say, hey, there's this new TV show, new pilot that Cedric the Entertainer is putting together, and this is a role that is playing his younger brother. So go on in, read for it, and good luck and see what you do. So I went in there eyes blind, not knowing really too much about the story. Well, the storyline, and kind of just as an actor made a choice. We make choices when we audition for projects. So when I made the choice to take Stamps and kind of picture him how I don't know how they pictured him. I just went on with my own thing, so it worked. I got a call back, then I got another call back to kind of do a chemistry read with said. Then after that, went to testing and got the role. Make a long story short, yeah.
No, that's good. And I know that you've done a lot of acting and stuff, and you've created a lot of characters. What do you do? What's your process for creating a character or fleshing somebody out?
Well, it's funny. I tend to. It depends on like exactly. Sometimes some characters are straight, and there is no mental method way of doing it. And then there's some characters that do you do have to kind of look into and figure out which way you want to go, because like again, actors make choices, and you can take one character and he can go this way or he can go that way. It just depends. I mean, when I was reading Stamps and the breakdown of him, and then picturing the story, once I got wind of what the story was about, I'm like, oh, okay, so he has to be completely opposite of Cedric's character voice. So I just thought to myself, when I pictured in my head, what would Cedric's brother be like? That's not a preacher. That's that's always probably wanted to be like said in the celebrity sense of his character. Being a singer, voice. Cedric's character. Being an R&B singer. So I was like, well, I think he would be that tag along brother that's always really and truthfully the one that wants to be the star. You know what I mean? But is living in his brother's shadow, kind of. So I don't know, I kind of took it that way and thought about the comedy. I also looked at the character. Remember the TV show Rock with Charles S. Dutton? I kind of he reminded me of somewhat like Joey, who played Rock's brother and jazz musician. So yeah, Rocky Carroll, that's his name. Forgive me. Yeah, so I kind of like he reminded me a little bit of him. So I kind of you use references. When you decide to do a character, you think about the characters that you've seen over the years in movies and television, and you refer to it. I'm not ashamed to say it. I'm a stealer. I'm a stealer of different actors and musicians and crafts, and I take theirs and I apply my own little spin to it, and that's why we get inspired by each other.
Yeah, it's like when you're an actor, you have to watch other people act in order to perfect your craft. So, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that totally makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, speaking of acting and stuff, and I know that you've been in the business for a long time, was there any, like, one thing that you saw when you were younger that made you decide, I want to be an actor? How did you, like, break that news to your parents?
I was 8 years old when I started, but I started dancing and imitating Michael Jackson probably at 4 years old. When I first watched Thriller, in '84 on MTV for the first time, I wanted to be him. I thought I was going to be an R&B singer. I thought I was going to be a dancer. I thought I was going to be bigger than Michael Jackson. That was my goal. So acting kind of fell in my lap. I was never ashamed to kind of dance and perform in front of an audience, in front of the camera. So I kind of fell into acting. And once I got my first job on 21 Jump Street as a child with Johnny Depp and saw it, and then went to school the next day, and then all the kids were like freaking out about it. Then I got instantly addicted and was like, okay, this is something I can do. So at 8 years old, I started studying all kind of TV shows, Different Strokes, Three's Company, Growing Pains, all Golden Girls,
Yeah.
all these shows, and the rhythm and the comedy beats. And then I started getting into film and watching film and just mimicking who I saw.
Right.
And that's, acting kind of came second, but now it's my first love. So I never knew I was going to be an actual actor at a young age. I thought I was going to just be in the music business. It just so happened that I ended up being an actor. Yeah, yeah.
Wow, that's cool. And like speaking of music, is there any artists that you're into today? Any music you're getting into right now?
Today, I mean, I'm I don't want to tell my age. I love 80s music. I love the stuff that inspired me to be where I am now. But I mean, some of the younger stuff, I like Drake. I like Young Jeezy. I like, of course, Lil Wayne, and I like Rick Ross. Yeah, there's just a few people out there that like the music I dig. You know what I mean? I'm getting kind of old because now it's embarrassing to say, but I have to like Shazam it, like certain songs now. I gotta pull out my iPhone and Shazam because I don't know who.
That's me too. I think Shazam was invented for me.
Yeah, it's a great app. But so trying to stay hip.
Well, dude, sounds like you're like busy and stuff.
Yeah, man, I'm trying to get to where Drake is. I'm trying to get to where the Rick Ross is. I got my own money to try to to make. So, but yeah, those are a few kind of up to date kind of folks that I listen to. And then I'm very much into like independent artists who are really talented that don't get the shine and credit they deserve. You know what I mean? And I got a whole plethora of friends who are amazing rappers and singers, and that I have in my disc, my car that I listen to. So a lot of times people ask me that, I go, well, it's probably people you don't know, but yeah.
So like getting away from like all that stuff when you have some downtime finally, what do you like to do to just relax, or what is like a hobby?
I'm pretty people. I'm pretty normal. I'm pretty like I love going to the movies. I love playing pool. I love playing basketball, golfing, dancing. Really normal people stuff. It's nothing like relax and sleeping. If I can, because I never sleep. I like to, get my sleep on if I can. I love to work out. I'm a workout fanatic. You know, uh, and catch up with my friends who I don't get to see as often as I would like, and things like that. So nothing really out of orbit. And if I can get a trip in or vacation in or travel in, I love that too. But it's rare. But I love amusement parks. I'm an adrenaline junkie. I love roller coasters and things of that nature. So I'm like a big kid. Yeah.
Then lastly, is there anything you want to tell people about the show that will get them to watch?
Yeah, man. The Soul Man premieres June 20th, starring Cedric the Entertainer, Niecy Nash, myself, John Beasley, Jazz Ray Cole. It's really a funny show. It's a cute show. It's got some great messages in there, and a lot of moments that people can kind of relate to on the spiritual end and on a end of living a human fleshly life and the struggles that we have as mankind and trying to do right versus doing not so right. And I think it's just it's a nice refreshing thing for TV Land being the original black programming for TV Land. I think it's really cool, and I want to thank Cedric and the TV Land and everybody behind it for giving me a job.
That's awesome. Well, I look forward to seeing it, and thanks so much for talking to me. Have a good one.
Absolutely, thank you.